Welcome to Musicians Movie Club, which is a really thrilling title that I think everyone likes.
Everyone loves Musicians Movie Club.
Sure do. Especially me. You're one of your hosts, Dan Stewart, and there's another host, and his name
It's Tommy Kessler.
Sure is. Today's episode, we have a very distinguished guest with us, and
Okay.
You should introduce yourself.
What, like my name?
Yeah.
Or like
I don't know if
Social
I'm
Security. I don't
ready
know.
for that information to be out in the world at this moment. I don't know. My name is Bridget. I play in a band like these two people, so I guess that's what they're talking about.
At least two people?
Yeah. With these two people is what I said.
Not me. I'm not in the band.
No, that's not what I meant.
Who are you referring to?
Oh, I'm so confused.
Sorry, let's take this back. So you're in a band. What are they called?
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah. That's the only question I had.
And the band is two people. It's just me and my best friend. So.
Your best friend, Haley.
Yeah.
And Bridget's with us today to discuss her film.
My film?
Your film.
Are we saying?
Oh, I didn't make this. Oh my god, do you guys think I made this? Holy shit. You may
Back in
not want me to have me on the
2003.
podcast if you know I didn't actually make this movie.
Was this a favorite or a desert island, or what was the rationale?
Desert Island?
Like a desert island, it could be your favorite, but like a movie you'd watch on a desert island all the time.
That would be different than your favorite?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The Shining would fuck me up if I watched it every day in an island. I think,
So you're saying that on this desert island you have a working television
but only one DVD.
and one DVD and that's all you have with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like a crab friend.
Where do
or
you plug
something.
it in?
Xbox 360.
Where do you plug it in?
But you can't play
You
games.
can go
You make-
online. Wait. Xbox 360, you can go online, but the only other users are all the birds on the island. It just says bird 1,
They're
bird
just like
2.
pecking the buttons with their
And
beak.
they will not let you message them at all. Like, you can't actually interact with any of them. You just have to know they're there.
You're just mad that I can do something on a guitar that you can never do.
What?
You've seen that video?
What are you talking about?
This is this is like
No,
a
but you're
famous
probably right.
Xbox
You probably
video.
can.
No, there's an Xbox live video where this guy sends somebody a voice message. Did you guys play Xbox Live games and
I
experience?
played
that?
exclusively Guitar Hero, basically.
Okay, so like you'd be playing Call of
Nerd.
Duty. Or, get his ass.
I came in second in a Guitar Hero competition. I'm
What?
like completely being sarcastic. Like,
I wanted to come back to that. I was really excited for this.
what do you mean?
Are you telling the truth? You said you were being
I
sarcastic.
literally am telling the truth. I literally came in second in a Guitar Hero competition when I was in about 4th or 5th grade.
What was like your final song that you got second place? We'll come back to the video. I apologize.
It was
but I'm really invested in
a
this.
No Doubt song. I think it was Spiderwebs.
Fuck yeah.
That's the only thing that comes to my head now whenever I hear that song. It's just me
Guitar Hero.
losing.
Being a winner.
Just the sound of me
Second
failing.
place is winning.
It's failing.
Dan, what's your video about?
Okay, so there's a clip of like on Xbox Live, you could send like text messages to other users, or you could send voice messages.
That's creepy.
So you'd be like on Halo, and somebody would send you a message to be like, "You suck," right? Usually it's that.
That's crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine sending that to somebody?
I get texts like that all the time.
They just say you
I
suck.
put a
Who's texting
voice
you
message
suck?
to a stranger.
Everyone.
No. A voice message to a stranger.
Yeah, that's what I
Demeaning
get.
them.
That's what I'm talking about.
I would feel horrible if I did that.
Well, there's this video of one where the guy gets a voice message from somebody and he just goes, "Hey, you fucking killing." There's some like dated language in this that I'm not gonna repeat, but he's like, "Hey, you fucking idiot, you fucking suck, and you're just mad because I can do something on a guitar that you could never do in your dreams." And he just goes and he's like, he plays Enter Sandman and it's like, "Burm, burm, 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 burm."
Okay, to be fair, that is a pretty sick riff.
It's a
so-
great riff.
And
Maybe he was.
Was the thing that he could play Enter Sandman?
yeah, then he's like,
Well, that's pretty fucking cool.
Hey, you're just mad because I'll be able to do something with my fucking guitar in hands that you'll never be able to achieve in your entire life, kid. So yeah, you're gay.
Yeah, so he was really skilled, just like the characters in Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, directed by Quintino.
Tarantula.
Quintino Tarantula. Tarantined by Directino. And, yeah.
Quizzical Tortellini.
Bridget, can you speak to why this is your fave film?
I would say it's one of my favorites because it's like the longest thing I think I can ever sit through and just be completely captivated the whole time. Because usually, like, I'm not the kind of person who ever wants to sit around for like a 2-hour, 3-hour movie. Like, that just seems like a chore. But like, this was like one of the only movies where I just genuinely felt like I didn't know what was gonna happen or how it was gonna happen. Like, the vibe was just kind of, I mean, I'm also like, I'm not like you guys, I'm not like really, really into movies. So like, I don't know. I was kind of used to like more normal stuff before I saw this one. This was like one of the only movies that really made me think about like, oh wow, like the cinematography or whatever the fuck. Like, it was just, I don't know, everything seemed like very important. And it was.
When was the first time you saw this movie?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
I'm just curious because I've also had the experience of watching something and like it being the first time it clicks.
It clicked.
And I'm wondering like when that was for you.
Or like, I guess maybe even just noticing the way it was made was very particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was intention behind it and all of a sudden it's like, oh, people can have like
the choice to have like slides with text on them.
Yeah.
And stuff like
Love
that.
me some text.
Yeah. I don't know. And the music choices.
Yeah,
are
fucking
so
RZA helping out.
Iconic in this movie. Like, the soundtrack is insane. I would say those two pieces. I have no idea the first time I saw it. Probably college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's the soundtrack, since you mentioned that, was something I feel like I remember my brother having and listening to a lot. Like, not only like that 5, 6, 7, 8 song, the woohoo, that song. Like, I heard it and I was like, wasn't this in a commercial in like 2005? And
was it?
And because like that was like had like a weird, like,
wasn't it like
That's
Yahoo
So
or
Raven style, like. And
I just figured it was a different song and that I was just thinking it was the same one.
Well, so I looked it up and I found that there was a cell phone company called Vonage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was these videos where it would be somebody doing something stupid. It would be like a YouTube video of like somebody falling off the roof, and it would be like, it was like, don't be dumb, get Vonage. Like, that was the hook.
And
it
love
would be
that
5, 6, 7, 8 woohoo song.
Never in my marketing dreams would I have been so brilliant.
We must have been like when that was airing. Were we like small children when that was airing? 'Cause I feel like that's one of those things where it's like the memory is so distant. When
Was
I
the
hear
commercial
that song.
before or after the movie?
After, for sure.
So like that would have been like 2004, 2005 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for me.
I think both of you are maybe a year or two younger than I am.
Ooh.
I'm 26.
But I'm just for frame of reference. But like I
am 19.
Going on 17.
Tommy is drinking illegally on this podcast.
Hey, do you want to talk about the cocktail?
Yeah, let's talk about the cocktail. That was my segue.
That was a good segue. Yeah, so this episode's cocktail is called the Cottonmouth after Oren Ishii's code name. It's Japanese whiskey. It is lemon. It is dry vermouth, Aperol, and passion fruit syrup.
It's quite good.
I'm a big fan, yeah.
Yeah, it's giving some
Please clap.
tiki sour stuff.
Jeb Bush, please clap.
Bridget's sipping on a non-alcoholic situation. Would you describe the dish?
The dish?
We haven't named
It's a
it.
glass.
I mean,
Girl, dish about this glass.
We gotta name it though. What Kill Bill name do you want to give it? It's
Orange.
Orange. Is that a reference to the film?
I will not explain myself.
we'll call it the Black Mamba. It's like got
It's
a
not
yellow.
even black.
It's got a yellow hue though. It reminds me of the yellow suit from Kill Bill Volume 1.
And 2.
And well, she
doesn't
wears
wear
the
it
yellow thing in the first one.
I thought you were just making the intro again, so I wanted to.
I'm just gonna keep throwing the tone back to as if I was
Got it.
reintroducing the show.
Okay, got it.
I took a class in college, unfortunately, that was it was a Tarantino course, and
That sounds insufferable.
it was
Was
predominant.
that like a gen ed?
Everyone had to take turns.
Everyone at the University
Along
of
with
Kansas.
Tarantino Jim? Tarantino lunch.
Tarantino math. And it was a lot of it was about like the movies that he steals from. Like, so
I
that
can
was
get
kinda
on board
nice.
with that.
Yeah, but we also had to watch all of his movies.
Did y'all watch? Maybe this is a conversation for later in the episode. Did you watch Lady Snowblood?
Yes, we did.
Fuck yeah, love Lady Snowblood.
Lots of Lady Snowblood in this film.
And the second one called like Song of Vengeance or something. Did I make that up? What's it called?
Lady Snowblood 2?
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
that one's good too.
Lady Snowblood 2, back in action. Lost in New York.
Escape from LA.
We have to get to it. This is just, there's so much to cover.
Yeah, I have pages of notes.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the yellow suit and how that's from the Bruce Lee movie Game of Death.
Is it like homage kind of thing?
It's just the same suit, kind of.
Right, but like, is there...
It's hard to tell if our pal Quentin, if it's an homage or just he's like, that's cool. I guess it's inherently homage in that sense. He's kind of steals stuff.
He's a big nerd.
He's a big nerd.
He's a big nerd, and
Watches
he's
a lot of
like, I
movies.
like things, and I want to use them also. And
Yeah.
he
Shocking
blends
respect.
them all up.
Isn't that what anybody does, you know?
Whoa.
At least not as... At least he
Shut up.
I think I agree, but no one does it explicitly or as proudly that I can
Some
think of.
people
as him.
do.
I mean,
You
compared
ever
to
heard
him,
a band
though.
that's like, this is literally... like, you're just...
Name names.
Please name.
No, but just, I mean, you can think of like... In this, I guess I'm specifically thinking of the same vein. Like I feel... Just because I also was in this world, like, with what I love to listen to, but there's just so many bands, like pop punk bands, that just sound like each other, and they're all just trying to sound like neck deep. And it is very prominent a lot of the time when you can tell... I don't know. It's just a little too flying a little too close to the sun, and you need to kind of
I guess
throw in some shit that's your own.
Right, and I think Tarantino, the making it his own is the fact that it's so like he steals from so many fucking different things.
Yeah.
It becomes like such a unique mishmash of
Yeah.
whatever the hell it is that I think it kind of avoids the trappings of like picking a couple of things and copying them where you can tell the specific references.
Yeah.
I think that that whole concept is both the thing I hate and love about him, and it's particularly
attention.
on display in these films for me. So like something that I was thinking about a lot was like, and I mean, I'm also like hyper conditioned by having been in film school for 8 years, and being surrounded by people who are huge fans of his and worship what he does. And I think what I kind of like, something that kind of like flashed in my brain when I was watching Kill Bill 1 was about how I was like, you know what he really does is he really movies the movie. You know,
I love that.
He really movies this movie. Like it, like
It's a good movie. He did movie the movie.
He goes the extra mile with like
This
titles.
I wish more movies felt like the way it felt to watch this movie. You were just like, where I'm actually hooked every second.
It's hard to do.
It's really hard to do.
I guess I'm getting at like what I really respect about them is like, for example, between the two movies, you get parts of it that feel like there are direct moments that are anime. There are direct moments that feel like westerns. There are direct moments that feel like kung fu films.
Totally.
And
yeah.
It's just all of those at the same time. It's also like 70s revenge exploitation, and so it's like it's everything.
It's a cosmic gumbo.
It's a cosmic gumbo.
A little bit Michael Mann.
And part of me is like, I'm mad that like he's so obviously referencing things and so direct about it, but then I'm also kind of like, I kind of like that you're doing that because you're doing a lot.
Why do you think it all needs to be in hiding? Like, why can't we just have it sometimes?
I just think I think he's just functioning a different way where he's just kind of like,
make a little reference. That's fine.
No, of course.
That's fine.
I'm always I steal jokes too, but like,
what is everything but a reference to something else?
Oh no.
Let's go, Tommy.
Oh,
Philosophy
no.
time.
But
My
like,
only goal is to give Tommy a panic attack, like, essentially.
I noticed that he goes the extra length to like titles and sections and chapters.
It's organized. Honestly, it keeps me on track.
I was gonna say, is that what you like?
Keeps me focused.
Are you into that?
I love it. She comes back to the list so I can remember who we've killed.
But it's not even in order. Like it has all the different like title cards and stuff to keep you on track, but it's not even in order in the first place to where it like functions the same way it should as title cards. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's like organization and like I said, titles, and he just goes the extra mile to like categorize, organize, structure things. And I also think he really goes hard on really developing every moment. Like there are moments where it doesn't, like, there are parts that don't need to be seen, kind of. Like,
Totally, yeah.
I'm thinking about, like, there's the scene where she goes to Hanso, and she comes into the bar, and she's kind of pretending like, I'm just an American tourist for a minute.
I love her dumb American act. That was so good.
And then eventually they kind of have that moment where they're kind of like, oh, wait.
She starts speaking perfect Japanese. That was my favorite part of that. She just, like, slips into it immediately. And you're like, oh, fuck.
He totally breaks the rules with that kind of stuff. Like, it's so unnecessary, but it's very movie. You know, it's so movie.
I like that.
Yeah.
You have to explain what you're saying by so movie.
Like, it's so intentionally, like, structured and crafted, like the way that we experience a lot of movies. Like, it's not how real life functions.
I feel like the feeling of it, not just because of things like that, but also in the way that it's like the coloring has turned out and the amount of action in it. It really is like you're reading a comic book, and like I think a lot of those things are the exact same way with like what's coming next. Like it's very like dramatic and like theatrical, and like that's, I don't know, I think that's just cool. I love things that are dramatic and theatrical. I like musicals too, so it's like kind of, I guess, just speaking to my brain like that.
Sure.
Yeah, especially as integral as music is to this movie, like there might be a parallel, I don't know. And like parts of it feel choreographed, like the fight scenes to the music and like how they cut the music and edit to it.
Yeah. What is the Crazy 88 scene? That's in this one. Or,
it's in volume
1.
And for the record, we watched both volumes, yeah.
But that, it's so funny how long that scene is, and all of it is just like fighting.
Well, I was trying to look up how long it was.
But it's just like gripping the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy shit, what's she gonna do next? Right?
What's she up to?
She is gonna do something.
We stopped to make dinner watching volume 1, and it was like, should we just wait till the movie's over? Because like she's arrived at the, is it called the House of Blue Leaves or something? Because it like, it pops up and it's like, it goes quickly, and I was like, is this at the House of Blues?
Oh my God.
She's doing a fight in Chicago.
So she shows up to like the House of Blue Leaves or whatever it's called, and we're like, should we just wait? She's here to like do the final fight situation, and then we're like, I don't know if I can, and we stop it, and it's like, there's 40 minutes. It's like,
and it's all fight.
Yeah, and it's all fighting, and I'm like, I've seen this before, but the person I was watching with had not seen it, so
Same.
So it was very like, there's 40 minutes left, and she's like, oh, is she's got to like, maybe, I'm like, who else does she have to kill? You got 40 minutes left in this movie, and I'm like, she only is about to get Lucy Liu right now. We got a whole bill to get to.
Dude, like the first time I saw it, I remember like getting to the end, and like when the credits started playing, I was shocked. I didn't know that it was gonna end after that. I was like, what do you mean we're only like 20 minutes in? Like
for volume 1 specifically, because it ends on a fucking cliffhanger.
But like I literally thought we were gonna Bill. So shaky. I thought she was gonna kill Bill. Like
volume 2, baby.
I was so shook. Yeah. And then I think I just went instantly to volume 2. I was like, I have to finish this story. Like, what is gonna happen?
The friend I watched it with he only stayed for volume 1, but I was like,
Howard.
But I was like, there's no way you're just gonna watch volume 1 and not want to finish it immediately, because like I know Tarantino, and in his mind, my understanding is that it's one movie.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I read it that way, and I think it makes me appreciate Volume 2 more in the context of like one long movie, because I think Volume 1's stronger if you separate them. But the cliffhanger that Volume 1 ends on is so perfect, considering that it was like supposed, like it could have been 2 movies just because it ends so perfectly in Volume 1. I'm really curious as to like, was any of it re-edited to have that be the point of ending, or was that just like the natural break and it happened to work out to where it was like halfway through?
Doesn't the introduction to like talking about her past on the mountain training in the dojo, was that in 1 or 2?
That's in 2.
Yeah, all the Pai Mei stuff is volume 2.
Dude, so this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I agree with you about 1 being stronger, because like I see what you mean, but 2 has Pai Mei.
Which is great.
2 has what else does 2 have?
Bill stuff.
2 has the coffin scene.
Yeah, which is fucking nuts.
Get out of town right now.
The elf fight inside the trailer.
Excuse my cursing. the fight in the trailer with the snake, bro.
Yeah.
And you're gonna tell me that 1 is stronger?
I mean,
all right, Tommy.
Based on the strength of the House of Blue Leaves fight alone, like, is one of the most like crazy things I've ever seen in my life.
Wait,
House of Blues fight.
The House of Blues fight. Wait. But what about the? Is the Lucy Luke? Oh no, that's in 1.
That's all volume 1.
I was gonna say Lucy Luke's cutting that guy's head off.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. This is the fountain of blood.
Wait. Oh, okay. Volume 1, I guess, also has the silhouette fight.
Yeah.
Behind the blue windows, which is like one of the most gorgeous cinematic clips of all time.
That's from something.
And then we'll go ahead and just name that.
Yeah.
You know, it is.
I think we've seen a handful of there are a handful of things that reminds.
It's the kind of thing where it's also like that's totally fine that it's right from something else because I liked this so much.
Yeah. If it works in context, it works in. I don't care where it came from necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, did you do something that I like?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
If it's yes, green light. Let's go.
My opinion is that 1 is far stronger than 2. Like,
you are crazy.
I think
bones.
You texted me about.
Excuse my cursing.
I think you can say whatever you want.
It says you were crazy bones.
I'm Crazy Bones.
Whoa.
You are some shaky crazy bones over there. Excuse me, sorry, I wasn't planning on cursing this much.
Yeah.
You've really gotten my gears.
you got my gears.
You really buckled my belt over here.
Oh man. You're really blowing my trees.
Are these real idioms?
I'm making things up now.
Oh,
Tommy's
cool.
just goofing your gab.
Sure is. But I feel like just 1 is paced a lot better. That's how I feel. Like 2 is a lot more deliberate, a lot slower, and there's less like big action set pieces.
Yeah.
And then the last 30-40 minutes are all Bill stuff. And
but Bill stuff is just like gripping because it's like we have spent literally like 2 hours like waiting to see her kill Bill. Like I remember the first time
the title.
by the second she got to his house, I was just like holding my breath the whole time. Like, what the hell is going to happen in this weird ass house?
Yeah, I have notes about that scene. One sec.
It was just like, what is she going to kill him? You know,
I think I think when she arrives at his house is probably one of the strongest moments of.
Well, especially since almost immediately it's the daughter reveal. Like she's there for a little bit, just like creeping around. She goes in the backyard and it's just kid, and you're like, oh, the whole thing just turns on its head in that moment.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to know, like we know that the baby is alive. That's
I don't think we do.
That's given at the end of 1 because it's Bill talking to the French woman. And then also we know from the first scene of Volume 1 that it's Bill's baby, right?
Right.
So,
okay, I forgot about the end of 1 being... I was just talking about the cliffhanger and totally forgot that was the cliffhanger.
But I think the one of the most successful moments is the fact that they're playing with like little toy guns, and then she like has an actual gun, and then she has to go through this moment where she's like really reckoning with what's happening, and then decides to play along with the fake game for her daughter's sake.
Yeah.
Which is I think overall just a lot of mother-daughter relationship stuff going on in these films. But yeah, I think the moment when she shows up to Bill's house is really, really amazing.
I'm on board with everything after she gets to Bill's for the most part. And a lot of it I think is just Uma being such a fucking good actor.
Oh, she carries. I mean,
like every
she carries
like
this.
She killed Bill.
She killed Bill.
She did do that.
Just like every there's one scene in particular. Oh, sorry, it's after she leaves Bill's. Bill's dead, and they're in like the hotel room, and she's on the bathroom floor, and you think she's weeping like from regret, and then she starts like laughing in the middle of it.
Dude,
and starts
I
yelling,
love
"Thank you!"
That.
That's one of my favorite.
It's so
things.
good. Oh
Yeah.
man, she kills it, dude.
And the whole interrogation sequence
Incredible.
was wild. Her performance, where it's like she's trying so hard to resist answering the questions, like on the verge of tears, like but no, she has to because of whatever the serum is.
Yeah.
I thought that was impressive.
Yeah.
Love me some Uma, and I wish she was doing. I should have looked up her credits recently because I feel like she did like that one Lars von Trier movie, and I don't know what else she's been in.
I don't know either. Maybe she's just been chilling. We did look up her personal life on Wikipedia personal life tab. because we were trying to talk about okay, so she was the Ethan Hawke, obviously. Mm-hmm. She was with Gary Oldman first. She married Gary Oldman. Unfortunate choice.
Yeah.
Mean Oldman.
Is he old?
Mean old
I don't
man.
really am not.
I mean, he's old
familiar with
now.
Actors.
He's a. Yeah.
He was.
He played Sirius Black.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And also, real quick, naming a character Sirius Black
Sucks.
Come on,
Dumb name.
But
We were all dumber back then. We accepted less than we deserved.
Yeah. Anyway, so Gary Oldman and then Ethan Hawke had.
Who's Ethan Hawke?
Have you
Does he
seen
play
him before?
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Was he the creepy guy in that one thing?
What?
Look up Ethan. Can you go look up?
He was in The Black Phone most recently.
I don't know if that
He was in the Before trilogy. If you know Before
Sorry,
Sunrise or
no.
anything.
I might be thinking of a character in Lost that was named Ethan, and he was the creepy guy.
Right, creepy guy in Lost, Ethan.
Am I convincing? I'm mixing them up completely.
Dead Poet Society.
I don't know who that is.
Well,
I forgot about Gattaca.
I
I watched that in high school science.
Really?
It's a science movie, Dan.
So dumb.
Sure.
Whenever they did that, they should just give me the option to go home. I'm watching a fucking movie.
You can stay and
in
watch Gattaca?
school right now.
We watched Gattaca.
I could be
we
on
watched...
my couch doing this, and you're making me sit in the school chair. Get fucked. So rude. They didn't respect us at all.
So Uma Thurman was Ethan Hawke, famously daughter Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
And brother Mike.
Maya Hawke. Sorry.
I can't handle that.
I've had one cocktail. Thank you very much.
But and then she was with some guy, and they went through just like some guy, honestly, and they had been engaged, called it off, been engaged, called it off twice. So it just sounds like she's been through it, to be honest. So
Uma deserves the best.
Come on, Uma.
Queen. Makes me sad.
Who's your favorite villain other than Bill?
Can you pull up a list?
The death list.
I want to make sure I remember everybody.
Kilius Bilius.
My favorite in terms of what?
Just like vibes.
Vibes?
Did you just type in Kill
It's
Bill
tough
and go
because
to
I like
images
Uma's
that was
vibes so
gonna
much.
show you who the villains were?
Yeah, by the way, Dan Googled Kill Bill, and that's all he put in there.
Okay.
There's some pictures for you.
Yeah, so we got Lucy Liu, we got Daryl Hannah, we got
Don't forget Go-Go.
Go-Go.
Go-Go's cool.
Lucy Liu probably is my favorite.
Oren's my favorite too. If any other one
But Uma's actually my favorite.
She's not a villain.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Oh no, she's my
I'm just saying.
No,
she's
she
my
should be
favorite.
the favorite. Yeah.
She's the best.
Although I will say
Every year I want to be this for Halloween, but it's so much money to throw at that.
Oh, the yellow suit.
What if, I mean, you could probably get like a pretty cheap yellow
They gotta
jacket
be the
and
same.
pants.
They gotta be the same yellow.
That's true.
Otherwise, your shit's gonna look
and then
bad.
black duct tape.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's
Yeah.
just the same yellow is the hard part.
Yeah. Coordinating's a bitch. I don't know. Well, I want to bring up, because we're looking at the picture of the villains. Michael Madsen I liked a lot more in this than I remember.
Who's that?
He plays Bud.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the cowboy hat in the trailer.
Yeah, he was really good at being an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, and like he's really good at just like being shades of pieces of shit, because like this piece of shit is so different than Reservoir Dogs piece of shit. And I was like more impressed by his like performance than I remember being. I was looking at his IMDb though, because I forgot his name was Bud, and I was like, I want to have the names of the characters in my notes. He's been in so many movies lately that I've never heard of. Like in 2022 alone, he was in 5 movies. Isn't that insane?
Name them.
I don't have them written down. And I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi right now.
You will name them.
I just want to know, like, they're probably like firefighter or something, you know, like
Ambulance, Plane. Those are 2 real movies that made, or Plane hasn't come out yet.
Plane hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
What was there? Didn't Idris Elba just do a movie called Bear or Lion?
That's Cocaine Bear.
No, there's Cocaine Bear, but then like Idris Elba just did one that was like Beast.
Is the
Oh yeah, he did. I don't know. Did that come out? Is that like him protecting his daughter from a beast or something?
Yeah.
Or something on television
I think
then?
there should only
'Cause
be one movie a year.
When I was on IMDb, there were like 5 credits from 2022. Maybe it wasn't all like
There should be one movie a year that we all work on, and then it's really good.
No other movies
that everyone works on?
Think about all the money that's going into each of those movies. What if we just all did one big movie so everyone's caught up, everyone has seen the movie?
Billions of dollars.
And then you can walk up to anybody and be like, what did you think of the movie?
The movie? Yeah, 2022, the movie?
The movie.
Okay, so
let's just do it. It'll have Emma Stone.
Okay, like let's explore this concept deeper because
the movie.
Like, okay, do we appoint like a council or is there like a governmental body or
We'll just figure it out.
Kevin Feige.
we'll all just figure it out?
I'll
Classic
add you
thing
guys
that
to a
always happens in
Discord.
society.
Bro, let's make a Discord. Why isn't there Discord for everyone on Earth?
And everybody just post.
And everyone's
Everyone
like,
just post.
This should happen in the movie, and then you take
Everyone
the best
just post.
parts.
It's just called the feed.
No, check it out. All right, so there's like a specific group chat in Discord for the movie. And everybody
No. You can't make. No, this has to be like not optional.
Oh, everyone!
It's gonna be on your
must
phone.
submit one idea for the movie, and then we randomly with a computer pick like 20 or 25 ideas, and then we give it to.
I'm just saying. I just think about it often, like the potential of the hive mind. What could we actually all do if we did it together?
AI generated movie.
I was hoping you'd say
Essentially.
AI or
Now,
Charlie Kaufman. I think Charlie
overthrow
Kaufman would have
things. Who's to
fun.
say? Me. I'm just saying. Just things could be overthrown. And so I think about that in a lot of other contexts too, where it's just like if we all jump in, like, you know, on this one mound, what's that going to do? It's going to make a big hole. Like, we could just do something incredible.
We randomly select a lot of ideas. Do we give them to a screenwriter that's randomly selected or to just a good screenwriter?
I want Charlie Kaufman to write this movie.
I don't.
We're all writing it, guys. That's the
We're
idea.
all writing it.
You don't choose the writers. Everyone's the writers.
Okay, so we get Zuckerberg to use Meta to process all of our ideas into an AI-generated script.
No. We're just in the Discord.
Okay.
You can't bring anything else into this. It has to be simple.
Everyone
People
submits
can't-
a line.
People can't. Yeah. No, we get a big writing table and we just all figure it out.
We just sit down and have a nice chat.
The world is one big writer's room, and everyone is upset.
I think the movie could be great. And then every year it's just the movie 2, the movie 3,
The
four.
movie 4.
It's the new Super Bowl. It's the movie. Now, this came processed into great revenue.
Movie
Well,
4
everyone
was
had to
very
see it.
good. Movie 2 really just didn't have.
Well, because everyone's got to see because they're like, well, I did work on this. Like,
And also, no other movies came
my
out.
friend worked on this, you know, like.
I'm anticipating the movie 5 when it comes out next year. You know what I contributed to the movie 5? I said that
What did you
sharks
do?
should speak English.
I like that.
Yeah.
As opposed to other languages. A little xenophobic, but okay.
Well,
He's not afraid of magazines, Tommy.
No,
That's
it's
a ridiculous assumption to make.
Xenophobic is... I think that's one I think it is.
I'm kidding. I
I'm
know
not good
what
at
it is.
words.
anyway, Kill Bill was
Kill Bill.
a movie written.
Directed by
In a time of great distress.
Quarantine Torrento.
Quarantine Panino's Pizza.
Kia Sorrento.
Kia Sorrento.
Throw us another note to get us back on track,
Oh,
Tommy.
I got tons of notes. Hold up. All right, so one thing I did want to talk about was the switches between black and white and color, because
Yeah.
I was thinking a lot about why he did it when he did it, because the two notable black and white scenes are half of the fight at the end.
Yeah.
And I have a thing to say about that because I did some research on it, and there's a reason for it. What he's appealing, like,
When is it turned black and white in the fight again?
it's like half, like toward the beginning of the big fight at the House of Blues. It's like
Volume 1?
Yeah, volume 1. It goes to black and white before they get to the blue silhouette scene. Most of that fight scene's in black and white.
Most of the death.
Most of the death
Can I
is.
register my thought?
Give your thought, because I have the objective answer.
Oh, okay. I figured he did that because the idea was to deprive you of the color of blood and like the graphic quality of it, so that it would hit harder once the color came back.
Yeah, because there is that part where
She
at the
stands
very
over
end,
the whole thing.
Yeah, and all you see all the blood, and you're like, oh my god, they're
Yeah.
literal
It's
pools
like
of
taking
blood.
you out of the movie right before the movie ends. Right. And being like, oh, no, actually, like what you've been seeing, like you've been so desensitized to it this whole time. And now it's like
It was pretty bad.
shocking again. Yeah.
So what Google said, and I didn't add a source because I forgot, In this is a quote from something. In the 70s and 80s, U.S. television used to switch from black and white to tone down the gore and allow movies to be played out without censorship. Tarantino was doing an homage to that.
Oh, shit.
The other moment where it goes black and white was when she's in the coffin. Or the other like notable one that I wrote down was when she's in the coffin.
The other one that comes to mind though is like at the beginning of 2 when they're at the chapel.
Oh yeah, all the chapel stuff in both movies. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and that to me,
That was to show that time had passed.
That makes sense, but also.
Again, these nice, easy things they can give us. I love that. Yes, put it in black and white. Tell me it's in the past.
Yeah.
That's great.
I figured it was just like he's kind of doing a John Ford, Howard Hawks like old Western thing because like a lot of this like actual like imagery of it is like people like her walking out the door of the chapel and it's
super
very like
Western, yeah.
framed in the door frame, which is very John Wayne movie vibes.
And all the townspeople.
Yeah.
That guy she was gonna marry is like so Texas.
Regular guy. Because I we were watching it and I was like, that's just a guy.
Yeah,
They cast him perfectly.
in the most literal sense, a guy.
Yeah.
There was one shot, I think it's in volume 2, when they're doing like the full, like everything leading up to the wedding. She's like talking to Bill and stuff. There's a shot where it like goes out the door of the church backwards to reveal the Deadly Viper Squad or whatever their name is, and then there's like a lift where it's just like pulling back as they walk into the church, and all you see is like all you hear is the gunfire, and all you see is the church. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a reference to something, if you know a Western that does that, because I don't have a frame of reference.
It feels like a Sam Peckinpah type thing. Like
Peckinpah, that's a fake name.
That's a real guy.
That's a fake name.
He's made a lot of good movies that are all
Sam
very
Puffin
violent
stuff. Chuck E. Cheese.
I feel like
saying things now.
the guy
Always
that the bride is going to marry, I feel like he was
Is his name Tommy?
I think it might be.
Makes me feel special. I didn't write it down, but now that I think about it, I think his name was my name.
I feel like he's just super regular, but he also has this weird like gritty edge because he's got like blonde hair. Like
he's also super sweet to Bill when he thinks it's the bride's dad.
Yeah,
he's like really sweet.
I feel like
he's great.
They should have played up him being like a totally like nice boy simp guy. Like I feel like that would have made it even better because Bill's like,
yeah,
I'm the bad boy in your life.
You don't need another bad boy.
I'm the real one.
It was so awkward too in that scene where like at first when like Uma, how do we want to refer to her? The bride, Beatrix, Uma. Is there like a?
I will always say Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman. Okay. When Uma Thurman is she's like going up to the altar for the rehearsal. She like goes back and gives Bill like a little peck, and I'm like, that's kind of weird to think it's your dad. Then she goes back a second time and gives like a very passionate kiss to Bill in front of everybody. I'm like, did just no one see that? It was like a kiss.
I used to think like the first time I saw this, I was like, I can't believe they cast that person as Bill.
Right.
I was just like, I can't believe they cast him as Bill.
For what reason?
How do you expect me to believe that Uma Thurman wanted to marry that man? That leathery man? Like, no.
It's funny because like I think he's like actually like his character is so well defined and developed because he's very charismatic. He's just very sweet and he's just like,
I know,
I love
but
you and stuff.
Just,
it's David Carradine, right?
I think so.
I
know Carradine's right. I don't know his first name.
There's a David Carradine, and then I don't know if y'all know this. His brother, Keith Carradine, dad on Lizzie McGuire.
What?
Yeah.
That's wild.
But David Carradine, it's either David or Robert, but I'm pretty sure it's David.
That sounds more right.
Was on a show called Kung Fu and was like a big TV Kung Fu star. And that's why Quintino Tarantino did select him for that. Because it's clearly him again. He casts a lot of people like Gordon Liu is in this. And he's
I had a note about it.
You know, like it's just like a bunch of people from films and TV that are
I guess like part of it just felt like he just looked so non-threatening and just like kind of lame.
See, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I know, but I guess it really like messed with me when I first saw it. I was just like, what? Like that's what this has been leading up to, this guy?
Bill is toxic. Anyone?
Hot take.
I don't think Bill is very feminist, actually.
He also like I love that he puts on the Shogun Assassin movie, like, or they put it on for the daughter.
Yeah.
And it's that clip with the when I was little, my father was a samurai or whatever, and that's that clip from that Jizza song.
I did not connect
Swords.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like
It's the same clip too. It's like the exact
yeah,
same thing.
I wish. Do you think RZA had anything to do with that?
I mean, I'm sure it's also a movie like the Wu-Tang and
Yeah, but like was RZA like
Quintino.
Let's make a reference for my friend.
every time like original music would come up and be like, I can't believe RZA made this. And
I
then
love that he was so involved.
Sometimes it's like this totally could be a Wu-Tang beat.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, oh, he went all in.
Yeah, he's picked a weird. I want to know what that collaboration process was like between Tarantino and RZA, just like selecting the music and stuff. And I don't know. I want to know more about like their relationship because I love like you were saying, like the music is amazing.
Then RZA made his own movie, The Man with the Iron Fist.
I never saw it, but
I didn't either.
I remember seeing that and being like, I don't know what that.
What's that going to be?
Yeah, I don't think I know.
Like
I don't
Russell
think
Crowe in it or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
He might be the man with the iron fist, but I don't know. Don't quote me.
There is a
What?
man
Not
with
the
iron.
Woe Man with the Iron Fist?
Why no woman with the iron fists? RZA.
We need a Ghostbusters style remake of RZA's
What?
Man
No
with the
Ms. Iron
Fist.
Man? Really?
Iron Woman, you mean?
It's Iron Man with a bow tie on his head, so you can tell that he's a girl.
How else would you know?
A little pink bow on his
You
head.
give him a bow, you give him eyelashes, you know
With the
what's
beauty
going
mark
on.
on the outside of the helmet.
Bridget, what is your favorite scene in this movie?
Oh my god, that's so hard.
I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, I just think I could just name like a couple, which was like I said, the fighting scene with the blue panes and the silhouettes. It's because of how like beautifully artistic it looks. The Pai Wei training sequence, because that's just like delicious, like for your eyes. Just
He's
seeing
such
his
an ass.
rapid fire movements and like him like owning the crap out of her, and like just rooting for her so intensely to just like
Did you? So
win
with
his
that,
trust.
with that scene specifically, I'm always curious. Like, do you think his methods were worth? Like, he had to treat her that way for her to become the fighter she was, or is he just being abusive?
I think both.
It's the Whiplash situation.
I hadn't seen that actually.
Whiplash?
I haven't seen it.
That's a good one.
It's about being a drummer.
I've heard people have been like,
You do
"But
that.
You drum?
Just watch Whiplash. It's really uplifting for drummers.
Did you see Drum Movie?
Drum movie? It's a sequel spin-off of the movie.
Yeah, it's for drummers.
I love the part in the Pai Mei sequence where he just jumps on top of her sword while
So
she's.
fucking funny, dude. So good.
Pai Mei is a little sassy bitch. Pai
I
Mei
love him
like
just
so
a
much.
bitch.
coming out with the like flipping his beard around like
I know.
I also did not
King.
pick up on the fact that Gordon Liu was Pai Mei and Johnny Mo.
yeah.
It's the same actor, the leader of the Crazy 88, and Pai Mei is the same guy.
Wow.
I didn't. I like was looking up the like. I was like, who plays Pai Mei? Because like he looks.
Why did they
weirdly
do
young.
that? They didn't have to do that.
I think he was doing it like it was I don't know. It
weird.
seems like it would be a thing that would have happened in old kung fu movies, like an actor playing two characters.
Or like like Norbit.
It's
Maybe Tarantino was really into
like
Norbit.
yeah.
Norbit.
Quintino was like, "Do you guys see this fucking Eddie Murphy movie?"
When did Norbit come out? Maybe that was an influence.
I guess Eddie Murphy did movies previously like that though. He was multiple characters in like
Yeah,
Coming
but
to
were any of them
America,
as
so-
groundbreaking as Norbit?
No.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the black and white thing though. I love how claustrophobic it being in black and white makes you feel when you're trapped in with her. Like all you see is just shadow except for her face. So,
Yeah.
Like, what's lit by the flashlight.
Yeah.
Also, the whole sequence before that, where it's just like sound design and pitch black.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking insane. You just hear the dirt being like dumped
Yeah.
on top of the coffin and her breathing.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings. I was
It
so
hurt your
anxious. I
feelings.
was so
Something that came up to me, or like that I remembered when watching that part was Tarantino directed a few episodes of CSI.
What?
We all into CSI at all?
Nope.
So the original CSI series, the Las Vegas one, Tarantino did a couple episodes of it, and they involved one of the agents being buried alive in a box. And I feel like they probably might have come out after Kill Bill 2, but like I had seen those beforehand, and then because I used to watch CSI with my mom a lot, which is funny because it's such a like a violent kind of
Yeah,
dark
with your
thing.
mom? That
Yeah,
is
me and my
fun.
mom were vibing on Spike TV showing CSI in like
love that.
06.
had to be there.
Yeah, he directed a couple episodes that revolved around that same plot device, and I'm wondering if he either like they called him up like, QT, we need some CSI content, and he was like, I have this thing that I did in this movie, I could do that, but for CSI.
That probably is exactly what happened.
If it works, it works. I don't know.
Anyway, just a little fun fact for you. Quentin Tarantino.
I mean, it does
CSI.
happen, right? You get buried in a box.
You get put in a box. There was also a movie called Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where it's like a feature-length movie where he's in a coffin for the entire movie.
I don't like that.
Especially with Ryan Reynolds. You kidding me? You want to spend 90 minutes in a box with Ryan Reynolds?
Maybe if it was Deadpool.
He's unmiraculous to me.
Unmiraculous?
There's nothing special about him.
Sure.
He's one of those white guys, and I'm saying this as a white guy who I'm just like, he could be any of the other ones. You know?
Yeah, that's most of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of us. One of the things I think is really interesting about this, opposed to a lot of other Tarantino movies, is the way it has its own life outside of like being a Tarantino movie. Because there are so many people who could give two shits about Tarantino that love Kill Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to like, why do you think that's the case, that this is like the one that outside of his filmography like has its own life?
It's the best one. That's why. Because can you name some other movies he's done? I've like watched.
We got
multiple.
Reservoir Dogs. We got Pulp Fiction. We got Jackie Brown. We got Death Proof. We got Inglourious Bastards. We got, what was after Inglourious Bastards?
I saw Inglourious
Django
Bastards.
I almost said Django.
Django Unchained. We got Hateful Eight. We got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think I've seen like
I
two
hate
of
that
those.
I knew all of those off the top of my head.
I think you just named them Death Proof.
I said Death Proof.
You did? Okay, then you just
I
said
love
that.
Death Proof.
You said all of them in order.
I know. I tried to.
I think it's just a
hate that
really
I do
good
that.
story, and like you just don't see that good of stories usually at this point because everything's been done so many times.
I mean, like, it's funny because I remember my parents having DVD copies of the Kill Bills, the Kill List.
That's so cool. I remember seeing the cover in my family video. That was
I remember
near
seeing
me.
the cover at one point too before I knew what it was and thinking it looked awesome. Just like the yellow suit sticks out in my head.
Yeah, I just remember passing it in family video.
Yeah.
The DVDs are really cool, like the
That's what I watched
yellow
it
and
on.
red ones. Yeah,
Yeah, I watched it on the original
superb.
DVDs.
It's superb.
Yeah.
The art is like so cool.
but I didn't really know like what they were for real. They were just on in my parents' DVD collection, and I thought, like, in hindsight, it's really funny because my parents don't really like super violent movies, and I mean these films have gruesome.
I googled most violent movies of all time, and this was on a lot of the lists.
Yeah, but like it's just done in a way that just I don't know, it didn't overwhelm me, and I'm
like,
not like a gore person. Like I don't like that stuff,
Well, so
and
much of
like
it's goofy.
It's stylized,
right, the style of it is like it makes it's like comforting to you. It's not saying it's gonna like, you know, it's not it didn't feel like I was threatened when I was watching it. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of those like grosser movies, it's just like the vibe is just off.
Well, there's this could really happen to me sometimes violence.
Exactly. And this is cool, like fantasy. It's just like very, you know.
Fantasy's a good word for it, yeah.
It's great.
I like a lot of I like swords.
I want
like
to talk
swords
about the
being-
swords.
Dude, I fucking love swords.
Right. You have a song about that, kind of.
Yeah.
You seem so thrilled that you have a great song about swords. How much research do you think Tarantino did on swords? Because I'm so curious, like the level of detail that went into like.
Well, they got the Hattori Hanzo for this, so I would say they did a pretty good job, dude.
Good point. So I think I interrupted you, Dan. You were talking about.
They friggin' rock.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I love swords because I think sword violence is just really funny to me.
So good.
Like especially like in the way that it's used in Kill Bill 1. Because it's just like the way that he's just like slashing around and people just flying around shooting blood showers out of their bodies. Like I feel like that image is just like very entertaining to me. It feels very disconnected from real violence in a lot of ways. It's so stylized.
There's respect in there when you're using swords. I think it like plays on that a lot in the
Yeah, there's like
finale
an honor
to Volume 1. It's a lot of like just respect your enemy kind of shit.
Well, that's
I find
interesting.
very interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing about the end of Volume 1 too, because it goes from like this very like fantasy, like cutting people's arms off and they're doing backflips and blood's flying everywhere, to like the Oren final battle is like way harder to watch with way less violence.
Yeah.
Like it seems more like this is what a sword fight would be like and how intense it would be, and they do a really good job of capturing that anxiety for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just kind of in contrast to what happened right before. I think that's really effective.
It does end on kind of a cartoony note, though, with the scalping.
Yeah. Tarantino loves people getting scalped. I want 100 Nazi scalps.
Sure. He does like a good scalp.
Loves a good scalping.
That's kind of an old cowboy movie kind of vibe, I feel like.
I don't like that.
I mean, I'm just...
It was cute when Tarantino did it, but other people? I don't know.
Cutino?
Cutino?
What's your favorite Tarantino?
I was thinking a lot about this. I always go back and forth. This has been consistently number 3 for me of Tarantino's movies. This has always been like the third one since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, because it always switches between Once Upon a Time and Inglourious Bastards, and I don't know which one I like better.
Bastards is my favorite.
Okay.
Jackie Brown is second.
Jackie Brown's great.
Jackie Brown is such a good movie.
What's that about? No.
What is it about? It's about middle age. It's about smoking weed and Bridget Fonda. I don't know.
Robert De Niro's in this movie just so he can smoke weed and be on the couch.
Yeah, Robert De Niro just sits on the couch and gets high, and it's awesome.
That
He
sounds
also
fun.
kills people.
He does eventually. But it's just a great, like, it's a tribute to blaxploitation films. It's got Pam Grier playing like she's a drug smuggler to a degree. Like she runs either money or drugs between like a South American country. Like she's a flight attendant as a job.
Yeah.
And then she like runs money. I think it's money. It might be just money between
I'm realizing
countries.
I don't remember anything about the plot of this movie. I just remember liking it
But
a
it's
lot.
just such a good vibe.
All I remember are vibes with movies 90% of the time. Jackie Brown, vibe.
It's just got all this like 70s soul music.
Michael
and
Keaton's in it. Batman's
Michael
in it.
Keaton plays like a
This
big
sounds
simp.
great.
It's awesome. Super underrated as far like because like it's not a very like super violent stylized movie in the way that most of Tarantino's
It's like
are.
a pretty grounded drama.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's just got like nice, like the romance angle is nice.
Yeah, with
it's
Robert
just,
Forster, right? Is that his
Yeah.
name? Yeah.
yeah, it's just
Really
a chill, fun movie.
I would love to
And just
watch
like a
that.
really cool choice after Pulp Fiction, which is like one of the most stylized things ever.
Hot take.
Hot take?
I
Is it?
hate Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
I think it like it's probably just being super tainted by the fact that I was surrounded by people who loved Pulp Fiction in film school.
I watched that once and I thought it was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I just didn't think it was good.
And I like Django. I didn't really like Hateful Eight.
I didn't like Hateful Eight.
And you know the movies that he's written but didn't direct are pretty great. Like have you
Like
seen
what?
True Romance? Is
Nope.
awesome.
I haven't. I was just talking to a coworker about that movie for some reason. I don't remember why.
And then Death Proof, also super underrated.
He directed that.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, I love Death Proof.
Reverting to
What's
these
that?
things.
It's about a guy he's a stunt car driver, and he uses his stunt car to kill people because they're in the seat that isn't protected. It's like a serial killer stunt car driver.
He's got an evil car.
He's an evil. Like, I mean, the car isn't really evil, but he's evil and uses the car for evil.
They're a passenger in his car.
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
he like picks up a lady from a bar and then like gets in a car crash and
He survives, but they
he
die.
survives because he's in like the seat for the stunt.
Where is he
driver.
getting all the new cars?
It's the same car.
It's the same car.
What do you mean it's the same car?
He has a stunt car, so you can crash it and then, like you're fine.
How do you fix it?
I don't know a lot about cars.
So anyway, he
That's
does.
a lot of money in repairs. How do you?
He's a rich man. I don't know.
And then Uma Thurman's
I
stunt
don't
double,
understand.
Zoe
Yeah.
Bell,
Yep.
is one of the leads in Death Proof.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Kill Bill, starring Uma Thurman, directed by Quentino Tarantino. Totino's Pizzarollino.
Questlove Totino's.
Questlove directed this film.
Yeah.
In his quest for love.
His quest for love, he killed Bill. Want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
This is a quote from IMDb trivia.
Love it.
After Oren says Uma won't last 5 minutes, it is exactly 4 minutes and 59 seconds from the time the bride steps forward and the music cues until the fatal blow of the duel.
That's so sick. I love that.
That's a fun fact.
I
That's
can't imagine
based.
being in the editing process and being like, okay, so
Guys,
I got
guess
this-
what I can do,
I got
guys?
this sick bit, and then like the editor being like, "Oh my
A
god,
bit that no one's going to pick
Totino.
up on except for...
Totino, you killing me with this for an IMDb trivia bit."
It's worth it for the trivia. You gotta have fun trivia on IMDb, or does your movie even exist?
No, it's not even about that. You just like gotta be a meme a little bit. You can't not.
This movie's like, I feel like, I don't mean this in a bad way. There are lots of memeable moments in this movie. And I can't think of any specific ones.
No, I think it's intentional.
Yeah.
No,
it's intentional.
There's a lot of goofy stuff, but like it's fun.
I can't imagine, and maybe this will change with time as I grow older, but I can't imagine making art that isn't like a little bit stupid.
Yeah. You gotta have a sense of humor about it, or it's not fun.
Like, I don't know. Like on the upcoming record, I have this beat that I made that is so bad, and we put it on there.
Bad.
Because it's like
What?
funny how bad it is. And I want people to laugh. Like I do. I want people to laugh at it. I think it's funny.
Well, check it out.
Just kind of like the one in Divers. That's the same exact thing. It's just like,
I wouldn't call it like,
I love that.
like funny. I think it's like, it works. That's the
it's
thing.
just like,
even if it's goofy,
I
it
have
works.
never, I can't learn more than I already know. I'm kind of at a plateau. So I kind of just
I think that's
throw it
true.
together. I don't know. As far as like software instrument stuff.
Oh, I think about just like in life, and I'm like,
I don't have that
Bridget, are you
sciencey,
okay?
mathy brain that like,
Oh, yeah, I don't have that.
you know, looks at all the, like the grids and everything and just is like, oh, for sure. Like, no.
I'm like mapping out MIDI shit. And,
No, which is too bad because I love, you know, like, you know, obviously making beats because I just like make beats in the car all day. But it's just like, it doesn't, you have to know too many things to make it actually worth your while. Like, in an electronic world.
The beats
which
that
is
you
weird.
make, would you say you could study or relax to them?
One could if one wanted.
If you wanted to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring up a question I have for you about an OK Cool song?
Wait,
I
hold on
believe-
1 second.
Oh,
This is
you want first?
Yeah, well, hold on.
do we have the same question?
We were just talking about memes, and I had a thought.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
So,
oh,
okay,
yeah.
Please.
so like we were talking about, there's a lot of memeable moments. I think Tarantino is just a meme director. Think about what a meme is at its essence. It's like a thing that's copied and repeated and changed
Yeah,
a little
absolutely.
bit.
I
That's
see what
what
you're
he
saying.
is doing
Yeah,
with
That's
movies.
weird.
that's great.
He
that's
is
great.
making movie memes.
I like that actually.
Well,
think
so
that's great.
we read the like in that class that I took, we read a piece that was about it didn't say that he was a meme director. It said that he was a like postmodern DJ. And
That's
that he
dumb.
is
That's not what he is.
I get it, but I
sampling
hate it, but I
things.
get it.
Yeah.
No, he's not a fucking DJ.
Disc jockey.
Green Day said somebody killed the DJ, so
You're gonna go there right
their
now?
most-
Kessler
in their
said-
most
You're gonna
famous
make me
song.
remember that right now? I
Yeah.
feel like we're about to make a hard pivot to talking about the Green Day trilogy Uno Dos Tres, which I also could podcast about.
I got a lot of thoughts.
We'll have to do a separate one.
This will be another sub podcast.
I didn't realize you were a groupie like that.
I just remember. Okay, quick Green Day tangent.
Let's
Okay,
I'll go get a refill.
Green Day. Green Day
Green
was.
Day is high key the best band of all time. Let's say it. Let's
I'm
say
out
it.
here. Yeah.
Let's say
Sorry,
it.
I streaked.
It's okay. You can squelch.
So, Green Day, American Idiot was
Wow.
broke me into contemporary music. I
It
guess
just broke me in two.
it broke me in half.
It
I listened
broke
to it and I
me
had to
in
have
two.
surgery.
I listened to that. I was like, I'm older. I was like, this is me now. Like, I came out of it. I was like, politics is bad, actually. I
Dick
I
Cheney.
came out of it. I was like, people on top are doing things that are bad. Guys, do you guys know this?
Green
I
Day
didn't
made you
until
a
right
punk.
now.
Green Day made you a punk.
Because
babe.
literally, I was like, what? Can you Google when American Idiot came out, please?
2005.
Thank
Pretty
you.
Sure. Pretty sure.
In that case, I was 9. So, of course, I'm only going to take the most basic things from it. And that's what I took. I was like, oh, shit. Like,
Okay, I'm
government
sorry.
is bad?
September 04. So, like, okay. The funny thing is, same for me. Same exact experience.
Yeah.
It just like, for being a person, I've talked about this.
I was
probably on
like
other
barely
podcasts,
conscious. You know, I was like, I'm growing up.
But I heard Boulevard of Broken Dreams and I was like, that's catchy as shit.
Yeah, I was like, I love his voice.
Yeah. I like that like tremolo thing.
And I love that it sounds like black.
It sounds dark.
Yeah.
It's
You're
heavy.
like, how much more black could it get?
Yeah.
And the answer is none. None more black.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, but it's funny because it's like the idea of like, I don't know what's going on with politics, but it's bad.
Yeah,
And it's
I
funny-
like the guy. I think that hot guy's right, and I think whatever he's saying is right.
Go
I
back
trust
and
him.
listen to the album, and you're gonna be like, they really aren't saying anything specific about politics, other than
They're just mad.
something's
But
bad.
that's all you need to say, you know, especially in the context of an amazing song. You know what I'm saying?
The construction of those songs and the way that they're written is really awesome.
Beautiful. Never seen before. Never seen again.
And I became a big Green Day
And
fan.
I can say that because I'm saying I've never seen it before, and that's all I need to know to be happy. So
I have no strong feelings on American Idiots.
that's Tommy. That's crazy. You
I
should go home.
liked it when it came out. I
You
remember
should
listening to
go
it.
listen to.
I've
American-
seen Green Day. Like I've seen them. I like Green Day. I didn't have the same response to it. I don't.
That was the flashpoint for me, though. It was like
What does that mean? The flash.
like before that, like really my interaction with music was
Yeah.
specifically what my parents were listening to in the car, right?
Yeah, Jungle Book,
Huh?
and like the Jungle Book and the Lion King. And
Sure. You know
Dan's
me,
a Disney adult
jamming
now
on Jungle Book.
because of that.
Stay tuned for our next podcast, jamming on Jungle Book. And also School of Rock. School of Rock also awakened my punkness.
Yes,
But
110%.
then I dug into Green Day. I bought every CD after American Idiot. And then the first one, 21st Century Breakdown comes out.
God tier album.
Really? Because that was the first time I remember being disappointed by music. Real talk.
Well,
Real
nothing
talk.
could, and you know why? Because American Idiot came before. And what are you supposed to do?
It just got so
like-
elaborate. It's so big. Like, it's a lot. That album's a lot.
That album is a lot, and it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I like it better than American Idiot because I don't. But I think that it is the hardest move in the world to follow a rock opera with another rock opera.
The Who didn't. Quadrophenia came out way after. Not way after, but after an album.
Like,
Never
that
mind. I
is
take it back.
so
Take it back.
fun to me. Like, he just was like, you know what? I'm going to get this all out of my system, and just went for it. Like, that's crazy.
It's admirable.
You wrote a
and
song called
also-
Christian's Inferno. I bet Tommy liked that one.
I forgot about that one.
So fucking
At the time, I did not.
Now, yeah,
He loved invoking Jesus' name.
Yes.
I remember thinking it was
Yes.
badass, but also being like, am I allowed to listen to this?
So then long break, and then Uno comes out. And frankly,
Oh my God.
I'm circling back to the Kill the DJ. That's the whole point of this conversation.
And then we gotta
for
get
me.
back to Kill Bill.
We'll
But
We
get-
haven't even
fine.
talked about
Kill the Bill DJ.
What's that song on the Dose album? Nightlife.
Fuck Time?
Nightlife.
What?
There's a song on Dose called
I
Fuck
never
Time.
listened to those 3 albums. I don't know what's happening.
I went on a Green Day deep
Did
dive.
you even watch Quattro, Tommy?
Oh, fuck.
Did you?
I haven't.
What's a
Fake
thing?
fan, fake fan, fake fan.
I thought you were
Oh
doing
my
a bit.
God.
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
Quattro,
baby.
yeah, dude.
Why?
Let's go. I watched
put it on right
I
now.
watched
Next
it on
week,
my-
love.
I'm waiting for Cinco.
I watched it on my parents' iTunes account because that's where it was available. I was like, I have to buy this movie. I want to see. And I did.
I want to see Billy Joe.
I did. I saw him.
I did a Green Day deep dive in like 2020 pandemic.
Green Dive.
Green dive, if you will. We're a couple of green divers.
No.
Stop. Please stop.
Anyway,
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Sorry.
listening to
I'm done. I'm done.
listening to the 3 albums, I decided within those 3 albums, there's a really great Green Day album,
Yes.
and they just did way too much.
Yes.
And that was the opinion I wanted to reach. Kill the DJ broke
Some
my
of those,
brain.
I still go back, dude. I still go back and
I
like
hated it.
hear some of those songs. Like some of those melodies are just very sweet in those 3 records.
But baby, baby, it's fuck time. That's
Yeah,
on
of
Dose.
course.
Go check that out.
And it was like the first time I saw like. Before that, I don't. Every song I heard was like my favorite song by them, and that was kind of the one point where I was like, oh no, like. I don't know, witnessing something you don't like by like someone who like you like revere is just like it's humbling. It's like, oh, everyone can be bad at times.
Yeah.
See, that happened to me with 21st Century Breakdown. It
I
was just the
understand.
first time that happened.
Yeah, I
to me.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the song 21st Century Breakdown is still an absolute banger.
There's great songs on there.
I think actually, yeah, when it came out, I was really obsessed with a couple of those songs.
I had that experience with. I might even. I just want to talk about it, but I had that experience with Modern Baseball's 3rd album.
Dude, which one is that? Which one is
The
that?
one with the camera, the blue one.
Oh,
like
House of Blues.
House of Blues by Bonner Baseball. The one with
Holy
Ghost.
Holy Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I heard it, I was like really disappointed because the songs were like really like short and kind of fractured and stuff. But
yeah,
I've listened to that album a billion times, and now I'm like, this is also perfect and amazing. I'm like, it just took me a while to like reconfigure
I love it when
my
that sort of
brain.
thing grows on you. I think that's a really fun experience.
So maybe like in 20 years, 21st Century Breakdown is going to make perfect sense to me.
It'll be seen as the greatest Green Day album, perhaps. I'm saying that with nothing at stake here.
no, it won't.
It's. I'm gonna register Dookie still though.
I like
Great
Dookie.
album.
I like Dookie.
Yeah.
We literally can't get through practice without someone playing fucking Longview. It's just like
It's hilarious.
like it'll be perfectly silent and Adam just start playing that fucking Tom thing. Anyway, speaking of great songs like Kill the DJ.
Yeah, so you got a song. I got a bone to pick with you, Bridget.
Okay.
It's not a bone to pick, actually. I think it's a really good choice. Five Finger Exploding Heart Technique. Not what it's called in the movie, right?
Yep.
Can you talk about that decision? So they changed
When
it?
I went to name it,
Yeah.
I remembered it wrong.
Oh, is that it? Okay. I actually like that better. I thought I had like a whole theory.
Well, and then I looked it up because I wanted to see if I had it right, and then I saw what it was called, and I was like, I like mine better.
Yours
so
is
I just
better.
went with
It's got a
that.
better ring to it.
No, my note is I like Okay Cool's
Create
better.
your own reality, you guys.
Well, and it also keeps
make
it from like
make it so. I mean,
I didn't know if there was, and this is really pretentious and dumb, there was like something metaphorical happening in like the misremembering of something, but it doesn't make sense with the theme of the song really, so it might have been bullshit.
wow. Okay.
I don't know. I was trying to read into it. I didn't know if that was on purpose or you just misremembered it.
Oh yeah, I know. You got to think simple with me. I know.
You know what? I really didn't think about it until I watched the movie again. I like yesterday. I didn't occur to me that was the inspiration for that song.
Really?
Title. That I haven't
It
seen.
wasn't the
these movies since
inspiration. I just
college.
needed a name.
I feel that. My American Psycho song is just, I thought it was a cool sounding title for a song. That's not true. No, there was thought. I don't know. I don't think. I do.
I'll be corny for a second here. That was my most listened to song of 2021.
That is corny. Thank you very much. That's very sweet.
When I moved to Chicago, I saw that music video, and I think it was, I don't know where I first discovered Okay Cool, but I feel like I remember seeing it on Facebook for some reason because Haley is friends with a mutual friend of mine from college. And I saw it on Facebook, and then I saw her music video and that song, and that was like one of my first like entrees into this whole music scene situation. So
Damn,
that
that's
is
special.
one of my
Thanks, man.
one of my favorites. Yeah, I love it.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. Should we do some wrapping up thoughts? Tommy, tell me about your final thoughts on Kilius Bilius, Volume 1 and 2.
I mean, my big thing, and we talked about this a little bit. I have such a hard time breaking it into two movies. As a 4-hour film, which is what I think it is, and I think what Tarantino thinks it is, I'm into it. The whole time I'm invested. There's only one thing I would get rid of, and that one thing is before the Pai Mei training scene, there's that scene of like Bill and Uma sitting at a campfire talking about stuff, which seemed kind of redundant.
Cowboy
He plays
hour.
the flute, and there's one part where he's like
Dude.
in the middle of a sentence, and he just goes,
Yeah.
and it's like, did you just fuck up? Like, I seriously, like, I was like, he's like, I actually don't know how to play this. I'm just kind of trying it out.
That would have been awesome if he said that. But I guess my point is like there's nothing else in the movie that I thought was unnecessary. Like it's weird and jumpy and like the way it fucks with time and everything, like it all connects, and I really appreciate what he did, just like from a weird narrative standpoint of just like putting all the scenes in a jar, shaking it up and seeing what happens, and it works. And I don't know. I love this movie a lot.
Cool.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was fun to rewatch, and there's a lot of cool stuff. It feels a little time capsule to me. Like when I was watching it, and it was probably because I have a copy of it that's like DVD quality.
That was
and
mine too.
And it felt very like 2003, 4 to me, and I kind of enjoyed being in a like weird like in my brain, like that's the aesthetics of that era and like the Vonage commercial era.
And so, like,
my
Sophie
God.
using
But,
a
like,
giant
Yeah, I
ass
know what
cell
you mean.
phone.
You know what I mean? Like, just like it just feels a different way that is like familiar but like bygone, and it was like kind of nice to spend time in that. And also,
Yeah.
like, you know, there's a lot of really fun, interesting directorial choices and great performances and cool
Yeah.
aesthetic things, and I enjoy those. I
Yeah.
said, I really like the way that it's like there's just long stretches of these movies that are like it's a Western for a while now, and then it becomes very deliberately an anime, and then it's like deliberately
And it
kung
all
fu movie.
works because it's like consistent in its own weird aesthetic logic.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and like no bullshit on this time, but like this was like, I think maybe my first exposure to like a portrayal of like a female like lead in a movie that like didn't portray the woman as being like this like secondary like love interest or like pretty thing or like beautiful like pretty version of the other person or whatever. Like it was literally just like she's just like badass. Like she just
is the world's greatest assassin, and they don't make a big.
they don't try to make her like, I don't know. It was just really really cool to see, because it's just like, you know, things that are in animation where like the boy version of something is like looks regular and the girl one has really long eyelashes, and that's like what you grew up seeing, and it's just like every single time that something is changed into like a girl or the girl version of something, it's always just like lighter and more fragile and like just doesn't feel like anything worth connecting with. But then like Uma Thurman in this movie is like a true like woman. Like she's the best.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this was my first experience of something like that, and it was really special to see that. Yeah.
I also noticed that the first movie is like almost predominantly women characters.
Yeah,
like it
rules.
almost exclusively.
exclusive. Like all the male characters are essentially plot points and like
It
accessories.
freaking
Except for Charlie
rules,
Brown.
dude.
No, Charlie Brown is very much.
He's one of the main.
He's the main
he's the main
character.
character.
He's the titular
And they
character.
had the girl band in there. God, so many,
So good.
so many important moments.
Yeah.
The girl villains, the girl bands, the girl hero. It's like all places where you're not seeing like girls. Like
Yeah.
it was huge. Cool shit.
Cool.
Should we make a podcast about it?
I think we should.
Let's start now.
Cool. Good times. Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2. Do you want to talk about anything that you're doing that you'd like
No.
people to know about? Okay.
No, they're personal matters. So
Personal Matters, the name of the new OK Cool album. You heard it here first. It's got a song on it called
fuck you, Dan.
I'm stoked to hear that one.
Yeah, it'll be really special.
I've heard it. It's great.
I bet Tommy's heard
Very
it.
sweet.
Sick.
It's
This
a
has been
love song,
fun.
really.
Tommy, you got anything else to say? I wish you would.
The one thing I will say is one of the worst things I've seen in a movie is when Uma stabs Buck in the Achilles heel. I want to end this podcast, Achilles tendon. Let's end the podcast on that image of somebody's Achilles heel is getting sliced. That sound good?
Sure.
Yeah, I like that.
That was the clip. We just pulled up the sound clip. That was it. We did it again.
Boing!
I got a soundboard at this point. Cool. Thanks for listening.